Hello and Happy New Year, everybody. I'm so excited to be back in the computer, whatever that means. Anyways, I have a kind of like fun idea, I think, for a video. A lot of people are doing like end of year sort of like roundups of like, hey, here were the best cars or EVs. And then a lot of people are doing like looking into the future. So I'm trying to like bridge that into something hopefully unique. We're going to do a tier list of the best EVs available for 2022. So especially if you're a new EV buyer getting into the market, hey, this might be a cool place to hop on, especially if you follow EVs as much as I do. Then you're going to have a lot to say. I bet we'll agree on a couple, and that's why I'm doing this too. So this whole video I'm about to make, you can make your own, and then it will kind of compare it at the end. I'm using this website, tiermaker.com. So basically, anyone can make the same tier that I'm about to do, and we'll have like a collective view of it as well, which is pretty cool. So I think it'll just be fun, you know? So I guess let's do it, right? I'm out of words, obviously. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so tier list, we're kind of going on, you know, some of these aren't even out yet. Some of them we don't know all the stats about, so it might just be, you know, instinct, but we can all have fun with this. The Solterra's up first. Oh yeah, so let's kind of talk to like what we're basing it off of. Obviously, range is super important. Price is super important. Cargo and like versatility is also like huge. So those are the three main things I'm going to base my list off of. And then, you know, cool factor, speed, and that's like kind of like the sugar coating on top. So let's get right into it. The first one on mine is the Solterra, which I'm bringing into C because as I was pulling these pictures, I looked up the range on this, and the range is only 220 at the entry gate for this vehicle, this crossover. That's another thing. Most of these are also crossovers too. So the low range, and I don't think there's a front trunk either. But yeah, I think let's keep going. Up next, I believe this is the Ioniq from Hyundai, which I love. I'm moving this up a bit. I'm bringing this to B because it does have a little more room than the Solterra. I think it has a little bit better range too. Okay, so it actually also has about 220 miles of range, but I just like it better. So I'm moving it a little bit higher than the Subaru. And I think the price point's pretty sweet on it. It's a cool looking car. So up next, I mean, hey, we all love it. That's what we talk about mostly on this channel. The Ford F-150 Lightning. This bad boy, you know, I'm actually not going to put it in S tier. But here's why it deserves to be high and why some of these don't. So the cost is great. It's really affordable. It's got that speed and fun factor for sure. It's got, well, the looks too. I think it looks pretty awesome. Storage, reliability. It's a truck, so it can basically handle everything you put at it. Like, you can handle winter driving. I'm assuming we haven't really tested these out, but if it's like most trucks, it can handle winters pretty well. It can kind of check off all the boxes of a normal car, truck, whatever, of a normal vehicle, ICE vehicle. But it also has a pretty good price point, and the range is kind of like you can get that extended range to be in the like just under 300 to 300 range. It's pretty great. Honestly, the range is the only downside of this truck, and all the dealers are charging millions and millions and millions of dollars for it. But that's for another video. So let's move this. You know, I want to put it in S tier. Let's put it in S tier. This is our S tier. This is our baby. Right. Let's move on. The Cybertruck. You know, people will argue this all day if this should be right next to the Lightning. And I kind of think it should. I for the record, because Tesla's proven, you got that Tesla name, you feel that like sense of whatever you want to call it, like confidence, I'd say, because it is a Tesla. You're gonna have that power, you're gonna have that reliability. Like there's gonna be panel gaps for sure, but other than that, you have that strong sense of I have a car that I can rely on with the Cybertruck. Now, the only reason I'm going to bump it down to A is because we don't have enough like video reviews, whatever you want to call it, of the Cybertruck. Like, it still is changing. It's far from complete. It's been postponed so much, and it's just, when it's tangible, this will be an S tier vehicle. Absolutely. But right now I got to base it off my gut, and we're moving it to A. So up next, everyone's favorite, my newest vehicle, the Tesla Model Y, which honestly, I'm putting it up there. I think it's S, baby. It's everything. It checks all the boxes. It's relatively affordable. You know what? Here's my caveat. And the only reason I'm not going to... No, I'm going to keep it at S. But the problem is the price went up. And when I bought it, the price I got it for is about like $8,000 cheaper than it is now. That was the perfect buy. I think it was relatively affordable, and it was still a little pricey, but a Tesla is a Tesla. It's got tons of storage, so I've already proven that it's like just as much storage as my Jeep, if not more. But it really worked really well to cargo. It handled decent in the winter. Could be better, but it was okay. And everything I've talked about, it checks those boxes. I really think the Tesla Model Y is a great vehicle. I'm bringing it up to S tier, baby. Now, right below it, we have yet another Tesla, the Model 3. I'm going to bring it down to A only because this price has also gone up. And so it doesn't have a ton of cargo like the Y does. It has a decent amount of cargo. If the price remained lower, I think that would make it up enough that it would make up for the cargo size enough that it could become an S tier. But since the price has gone up on this and it just doesn't have enough storage as the Y, you can pay just a little more to go up to the Y. I think it's still a great vehicle. It's going to stay at A though. Up next, we're getting all the Teslas out of the way. The Model S. Also, got to move it down to A because it's just too expensive. It's just not that practical, but this thing is fun. It's one of the coolest cars you can get. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds now. Please. Yes, sir. One of the best things in the world, but it's just not practical. So not quite S tier. We're going to keep it in the A's. Model X. Again, I'm going to bring it in the A. You know what? That's the S tier. That's that's probably my dream car, honestly. I think it is the best. It's just too expensive. But it's more practical because you got the storage. It's got the fun factor and then some. And I don't know. It's just so expensive. Maybe it deserves to be an A. We might come back to that one, but let's leave it S tier for now. Remember when I said I wasn't going to use the S tiers that much? Okay. We've got the Mach-E. Now, let's talk about this for a little. I think the price point's good, even though they just raised the price a little bit. I think it's got decent amount of storage, not a ton though. It's got a front trunk for a little extra storage. It's a pretty great vehicle, and I think it's got to go S tier. They checked all the boxes with it, man, and you can really get any price point with it. There's some starting at like 40 some. So I'm still going to call it S just because they got that price point in. It's got that hatchback, so you can make it a family car if you have to. It's got that luxurious inside. Ford did a good job. What can I say? I like it a lot. Up next, I think this is the new Audi E-tron. Audi E-tron is also an A because they have great range. I found that out today. It is 373 miles. I just looked it up again because I had to forget because I forgot it. And that's awesome. It's going to be pretty pricey, I think. I don't know. Do we have a price for this yet? Let's ask Google. Estimated at $60K. This could be a Model Y. Like, these guys could go neck and neck. If it's got the fun factor, because it's got a decent amount of size, this is a cool vehicle. I'd keep an eye out for this. Plus Audi. I mean, you feel kind of cool driving an Audi. At least I would think so. Okay, all right. Is my list just going to be putting all of these as A and B or S and A? Oh man, did I not think this through? Okay, so we got the R1S. I brought it to A. I'm probably just packing everything into A and S because I love all these vehicles so much. I'm really excited about it. I think Rivian's doing great things. Everything about the T, I love the R1T. It's just a really awesome vehicle. So we just got to see more, honestly. That's the only reason it's not S tier. So I'm going to move the R1T into S tier. Basically, the only downside and the reason that it's not in my driveway right now is the cost. It's a little pricey, and also the fact that they're a little hard to get and they're not proven yet. So I love it. I could definitely see myself owning one of these. All right, up next, B material. This is the Chevy Bolt EUV. You know what? I heard another one caught fire. We're going to move it down to C. So people love these things, though. Like, I want that known. Like, they're getting a lot of bad PR now, but, like, Tesla has had plenty catch on fire, too. So it's not like it's just Chevy, little Chevy Bolts catching on fire every day. The price point's pretty good, though. I think $35K plus... I guess you don't get the credits on that anymore, but it's around 35, I think. It's got a decent amount of storage, so maybe not a family car, but it's a cool way to go electric on a budget. So, every person who owns one, I've heard they're pretty fun to drive too overall. So, but every person I've heard, like on forums and stuff, talk about the EUV here, the Bolt, loves it. So maybe, personally, I've never drove one, so maybe that'll change my mind. But right now, we're keeping them in C. And now, up next, here's another controversial one, probably. I'm bringing the Hummer down to D. I love this car, though. Don't get me, this truck, this vehicle, because it's so expensive, though. Are you kidding me? I guess this is very hypocritical right now, but just GM is not proven, and that's all. I know Mary Berry Beluga, Baby Beluga in the Deep Blue Sea says they're leading in EUVs right now and have all these awesome things down the road, and the Silverados, well, that's being announced this week, so that'll be cool. But right now, I simply have my doubts. The vehicle looks awesome. It looks really cool, but it's just super expensive. Okay, C. It doesn't deserve to be D, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I think it's just too expensive, but it is practical. It's more practical than a Model S, that's for sure. This will change. It'll change over time. I know it will. But right now, sorry, it's a C. Okay. Is this the Porsche Taycan? Okay, B, baby. Because again, price is a factor for this. It's just not a practical car. Now, the only thing is, if I stack this up to a Model S all day, I'm going to go Model S, and they're really close in price. So that's the main reason why I have to put it lower than where I put the Model S. Up next, I love this one. I'm going to put it at B, though. So this is the ID4, and the reason that it's not up there, I've seen very split reviews. So I've seen a lot of great reviews, people saying it's their favorite electric crossover right now, and I've seen some people saying it's just not quite ready yet, and I agree. I think a lot has to do with the charging network, that all non-Teslas are going through the same issue right now. I hate the front trunk on this. I think it's like literally like a Tupperware bin that's in the trunk. It's like so small, and I don't know. That's like, it's just not practical for that. So I think it's just as good as the Ioniq. I think B is a safe place for it, though, because I like it. Again, I like all of these so much. The Ariya, very excited to see this one. But you know what? I think it deserves a B because Nissan has they were one of the first electric cars with the Leaf. So we're bound to see something great. Let's check the range on this real quick. I don't remember. Range is going to be around 300 to 250. Okay, so it's a contender. The Ariya might actually be, I think it deserves to be hit a B still. I don't even know what this one is. I can't tell from the picture. Oh, the Lyriq. Duh. Cadillac Lyriq. I like this car, by the way. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it at B because it's got a pretty, so I think about it this way. It's a Cadillac. It's got their new Ultium technology, which let's hope is pretty cool. It probably is going to be pretty fast, pretty fun. They're only making what? They cut off reservations at 1,000 or something. Psycho. It's affordable, right? I think it's 68, 70K. That's not affordable, but for a Cadillac, I guess that's pretty decently priced. I'm going to keep it at B. I think that's where it should be. Let's move right along. Yeah, I think this is a C for me. It's luxury, it's great, but it's expensive, and I just keep going back into my head. If I'm spending 100K, I'm getting a Model X or a S. It's just, if I don't know, maybe that's just probably me. You know, I'm just me. I don't know. We got the Volvo. I think this is okay. We got the XC80 or 40 from Volvo. Again, don't know much about it. I think it runs on the same base as the ID4, but it will cost more. So I think it deserves in C. And then last and maybe least, what is this? The Toyota. It's going to be the same as C. It's just going to be C. So, guys, that's it. Maybe I didn't give that a fair shake. Okay, so looking at this again, I think there's a couple things I'd change, but I've been at this for 25 minutes. I think we can maybe call it here. So here's my call to action for you is to take the link. It's in the description, scramble them up, leave a comment of maybe where you would have put some of these vehicles. I'm sure I forgot some, the Polestar I know is not on here. I probably should have had it. Tons of other vehicles I'm sure I'm missing. But hey, I think I had fun, and hopefully you enjoyed watching this video, and we're going to end it here, guys. Happy New Year, and bye.